Data science and analytics are not the trends of the future. They're
Om Shanti. We'll begin with a short meditation. Is my voice clear and audible? All right. Okay, thank you so much. Sit back and relax. In the infinity of life, where I am, all is perfect, whole and complete. I accept health as the natural state of my being. I now consciously release any mental patterns within me that could express as disease in any way. I love and approve of myself. I love and approve of my body. I feed it nu- nourishing foods and beverages. I exercise it in ways that are fun. I recognize my body as a wondrous and magnificent machine. And I feel privileged to live in it. I love lots of energy. All is well in my world. Om Shanti. Oh, Om Shanti. Yeah, I was muted. Thank you. Is my voice clear now?
Yeah,
Okay.
crystal clear.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, sister. So, how's everyone doing today? Okay. All right. So yesterday we had started off with chapter 14. But after reading chapter 14, we've decided as a team that we would rather you all read it on your own because we didn't really feel it is aligned to the spiritual knowledge. So we would request all of you to read it on your own understanding. So today, I'll just give you an overview of chapter 15, which is the list. Um, so I'll just share the screen with you all. Okay, all right. So chapter 15, the list. I am healthy, whole, and complete. As you look through the following list, taken from my book, Heal Your Body, see if you can find the correlation between diseases you may have had or are having now and the probable causes I have listed. So basically, the author has given us a long list of diseases in which you can see whichever diseases you may have suffered and what the probable causes she has listed. A good way to use this list when you have a physical problem is look up the mental cause, see if this could be true for you. If not, sit quietly and ask yourself, what could be the thoughts in me that created this? Repeat to yourself, I am willing to release the pattern in my consciousness that has created this condition. Repeat the new thought pattern to yourself several times. So basically, the author is saying, look up for the mental cause. What thoughts in me have created this? And then repeat to yourself, I'm willing to release the pattern in my consciousness that has created this condition. Repeat the new thought pattern to yourself several times. Assume that you are already in the process of healing. Whenever you think of the condition, repeat the steps. So, whenever you think of the condition, repeat the steps. So, the author has given us a long list. You can go through this on your own because it's a really long list and we can't, read each one of them. But she's given 1 second. Okay. So if I just scroll down, you can see it's a really long list that is there. So once you can just go through the list and whatever resonates with you. Um, okay, so I'll just go through this, the new thought patterns. Okay. So the phase, the author says, I love and accept myself where I am right now. I am wonderful. For the brain, all of life is change. My growth patterns are ever new. Sinuses, I am one with all of life. No one has the power to irritate me unless I allow it. Peace, harmony, I deny any beliefs in calendars. Eyes, I am free. I look ahead freely because life is eternal and filled with joy. I see with loving eyes. No one can ever hurt me. So all these are the new thought patterns that, it's just, she's just summarizing them over here. So I'm just, roughly going through them with you. And you can go through the entire list later on and see whatever connects to you. Throat, I can speak for myself. I express myself freely. I am creative. I speak with love. So in the throat, she's talking about speaking. I express myself freely. I'm creative. I speak with love. Lungs. The breath of life flows easily through me. Peace. No one can irritate me. I am free to take charge of my life. In the heart, joy, love, peace. I joyfully accept life. In the liver, I let go of everything that I no longer need. My consciousness is now cleansed and my concepts are fresh, new, and vital. Large intestines, I am free. I release the past. Life flows easily through me. I release all pressure and burdens. I live in the joyous present. Genitals, power, I allow the full potential of my sexual principle to operate with ease and joy. I lovingly and joyously accept my sexuality. There is no guilt and no punishment. The knee, forgiveness, tolerance, compassion. I move forward without hesitation. The skin, I get attention in positive ways. I am secure. No one threatens my individuality. I am at peace. The world is safe and friendly. I release all anger and resentment. Whatever I need will always be here. I accept my good without guilt. I am peaceful with all the little things in life. So, if you have any problem or any diseases related to anything of the above, whether it's your skin or you have knee pain, or whatever she's mentioned over here, these are the new thought patterns you have to create for that particular condition that you have. Life, for the back, life itself supports me. I trust the universe. I freely give love and trust. Lower back, I trust the universe. I'm courageous and independent. Okay. So for the head, it is peace, love, joy, relaxation. I relax into the flow of life and let life flow through me with ease. Ears, I listen to God. I hear the joys of life. I am part of life. I listen with love. For the mouth, I am a decisive person. I follow through. I welcome new ideas and new concepts. For the neck, I am flexible. I welcome other viewpoints. For the shoulders, I release anger in harmless ways. Love releases and relaxes. Life is joyous and free. All that I accept is good. Your hands, I handle all ideas with love and ease. For your fingers, I relax knowing the wisdom of life. I relax knowing the wisdom of life takes care of all details. Stomach, I assimilate new ideas easily. Life agrees with me. Nothing can irritate me. I am calm. For the kidneys, I seek only good everywhere. Right action is taking place. I am fulfilled. For your bladder, I release the old and welcome the new. For the pelvis, forms and channels may change, but love is never lost. I am balanced in all changes of cycles. I bless my body with love. All parts of my body are beautiful. For your hips, I joyfully move forward, supported and sustained by the power of life. I move into my greater good. I am secure. Love, forgiveness. I let others be themselves and I am free. For the glands, I am in total balance. My system is in order. I love life and circulate freely. For your feet, I stand in truth. I move forward with joy. I have spiritual understanding. New thought patterns, positive affirmations can heal and relax your body. So, this is basically what the author is saying. And if you check in the list, there are all sorts of, problems that we suffer with, the diseases. And she's given us the affirmations, what are the causes for it, and new thought patterns. So I would, ask you all that please go through this list and see whatever helps and for you through this list. So now let's move on to the next chapter, which is chapter 16. Uh, this is the conclusion part. Okay, so chapter 16 is my story. It's the author's story. Are you all with me? Uh, Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so chapter 16, My Story, We Are All One. The author is saying, We are all one. Will you tell me a little about your childhood briefly? This is a question I have asked so many clients. It's not that I need to hear all the details, but I want to get a general pattern of where they are coming from. If they have problems now, the patterns that created them began a long time ago. Okay. So the author is saying if they have problems now, the patterns that created them began a long time ago. When I was a little girl of 18 months, I experienced my parents divorcing. So now the author is talking about her own life story, what she had to go through. I don't remember that as being so bad. What I do remember with horror is when my mother went to work as a live-in domestic and boarded me out. The story goes that I cried non-stop for 3 weeks. Okay, so she had to stay alone because her mother went to work as a live-in domestic. All right. The people taking care of me couldn't handle that, and my mother was forced to take me back and make other arrangements. How she managed as a single parent brings my admiration today. Then, however, all I knew and cared about was that I was not getting all the loving attention I once had. So now she does understand how her mother, brought her up. So that's why she's saying it brings admiration today. But at that time, all she thought that she was not getting the love and attention. So at that time she didn't understand, but today she does understand what her mother had to go through. I have never been able to determine if my mother loved my stepfather or whether she just married him in order to provide a home for us. But it was not a good move. This man had been brought up in Europe in a heavy Germanic home with much brutality, and he had never learned any other way to manage a family. My mother became pregnant with my sister, and then the 1930s depression descended upon us, and we found ourselves stuck in a home of violence. I was 5 years old. To add to this scenario, it was just about this time that a neighbor, an old Bino as I remember it, raped me. The doctor's examination is still vivid in my mind, as was the court case in which I was the star witness. Mhm. The man was sentenced to 15 years in prison. I was told repeatedly that it was your fault. So I spent many years fearing that when he was released, he would come and get me for being so terrible as to put him in jail. So this is, she was 5 years old, is what she's saying, and this is what had happened. Most of my childhood was spent enduring both physical and sexual abuse, with a lot of hard labor thrown in. My self image became lower and lower, and few things seemed to go right for me. I began to express this pattern in the outside world. There was an incident in the fourth grade that was so typical of what my life was like. We were having a party at school one day, and there were several cakes to share. Most of the children in this school, except for me, were from comfortable middle class families. I was poorly dressed with a funny bald haircut, high topped black shoes, and I smelled from the raw garlic I had to eat every day to keep the worms away. We never had cake. We couldn't afford it. There was an old neighbor woman who gave me 10 cents every week and $1 on my birthday and at Christmas. The 10 cents every week and $1 on the 10 cents went into the family budget, and the dollar bought my underwear for the year at the dime store. So she had such a difficult childhood. That's what she's saying. She's talking about what she had to go through as a little child, which was really terrible. So this day we were having the party at school, and there was so much cake that as they were cutting it, some of the kids who could have cake almost every day were getting 2 or 3 pieces. So as they were cutting it, some of the kids who could have cake almost every day were getting 2 or 3 pieces. When the teacher finally got around to me, and of course I was last, there was no cake left, not one piece. So she's saying, there were kids who could have, had 2 to 3 because they were so comfortable and well-to-do that they could have eaten 2 to 3 pieces every day on their own. But, she couldn't have that, and she was served last, and there was no cake left. I see clearly now that it was my already confined belief that I was worthless and did not deserve anything that put me at the end of the line with no cake. It was my pattern. They were only being a mirror of my beliefs. So now she understands, what she had to go through. That it was her own beliefs that she's not good enough, and that's why at the end she didn't get the cake. So she's saying now she understands the reason why. When I was 15, I could not take the sexual abuse any longer, and I ran away from home and from school. The job I found as a waitress in a diner seemed so much easier than the heavy yard work I had to do at home. Being starved for love and affection and having the lowest of self-esteem, I willingly gave my body to whoever was kind to me. And just after my 16th birthday, I gave birth to a baby girl. I felt it was impossible to keep her. However, I was able to find her a good, loving home. I found a childless couple who longed for a baby. I lived in their home for the last 4 months, and when I went to the hospital, I had the child in their name. Wow, so after even I'm reading this for the first time, I haven't read, this last chapter. And now it makes me feel, how she's written this book, all those feelings of self-love after going through so much in life to, write those things and to experience and to understand the importance. It's really, really so inspiring. So she says that she couldn't keep the child because, she had it after she was 16. She was only 16, so she found a home with a childless couple. And so they lived in their home. And when she went to the hospital, she had the child in their name. Okay. Under such circumstances, I never experienced the joys of motherhood, only the loss and guilt and shame. Then it was only a shameful time to get over with as soon as possible. I only remember her big toes, which were unusual like mine. If we ever meet, I will know for sure if I see her toes. I left when the child was 5 days old. So we can't even imagine what she must have gone through at that time. I immediately went back home and said to my mother, who had continued to be a victim, "Come on, you don't have to take this any longer. I'm getting you out of here." She came with me, leaving my 10-year-old sister, who had always been Daddy's darling, to stay with her father. So she's saying how she, asked her mother to leave that place, no longer to suffer over there. After helping my mother get a job as a domestic in a small hotel and settling her into an apartment where she was free and comfortable, I felt my obligations were over. I left for Chicago with a girlfriend to stay a month and did not return for over 30 years. So she's saying after she helped her mother to get a job, she just left and didn't return for over 30 years. In those early days, the violence I experienced as a child, combined with the sense of worthlessness I developed along the way. In those early days, the violence I experienced as a child, combined with the sense of worthlessness I developed along the way, attracted men into my life who mistreated me and often beat me. I could have spent the rest of my life berating men, and I probably would still be having the same experiences. Gradually, however, through positive work experiences, my self esteem grew, and those kind of men began to leave my life. They no longer fit my old pattern of unconsciously believing I deserved abuse. So she's saying how, through positive work experiences, her self esteem grew. And then those men began to leave her life. They no longer fit her old pattern of unconsciously believing that she deserved abuse. So it's so important that we check our thoughts, our beliefs, and after going through so much as well, how she worked on herself, how she realized, how she brought back her self-esteem. It's so, so inspiring. I do not condone their behavior, but if it were not my pattern, they would not have been attracted to me. Now, a man who abuses women does not even know I exist. Our patterns no longer attract. After a few years in Chicago doing rather menial work, I went to New York and was fortunate enough to become a high fashion model. Yet, even modeling for the big designers did not help my self esteem very much. It only gave me more ways to find fault with myself. I refused to recognize my own beauty. I was in the fashion industry for many years. I met and married a wonderful, educated English gentleman. We traveled the world, met royalty, and even had dinner at the White House. Though I was a model, and had a wonderful husband, my self-esteem still remained low until years later when I began the inner work. One day, after 14 years of marriage, my husband announced his desire to marry another, just when I was beginning to believe that good things can last. Yes, I was crushed, but time passes and I lived on. I could feel my life changing, and a numerologist one spring confirmed it by telling me that in the fall a small event would occur that would change my life. So after 14 years of marriage, when she started to feel that, things are getting better, husband said he wanted to marry someone else. So she could feel, a numerologist told her that in the fall of a small event would occur that would change her life. It was so small that I noticed it until several months later. Quite by chance, I had gone to a meeting at the Church of Religious Science in New York City. While their message was new to me, something within me said, pay attention, and so I did. I did. I not only went to the Sunday services, but I began to take their weekly classes. The beauty and fashion world was losing its interest to me. How many years could I remain concerned with my waist measurement or the shape of my eyebrows? From a high school dropout who never studied anything, I now became a voracious student, devouring everything I could lay my hands on that pertained to metaphysics and healing. Wow. So, this changed her life when she went to this church of religious science. So, she realized what she wanted to do. It didn't interest her. The fashion industry was not, it didn't interest her anymore. The Church of Religious Science became a new home for me. Even though most of my life was going on as usual, this new course of study began to take up more and more of my time. The next thing I knew, it was 3 years later, and I was eligible to apply to become one of the church's licensed practitioners. I passed the test, and that's where I began as a church counselor many years ago. It was a small beginning. During this time, I became a transcendental meditator. My church was not giving me the ministerial training program for another year, so I decided to do something special for myself. I went to college for 6 months, MIU, Maharishis International University in Fairfield, Iowa. It was the perfect place for me at that time. In the freshman year, every Monday morning, we began a new subject, things I had only heard of, such as biology, chemistry, and even the theory of relativity. Every Saturday morning there was a test, Sunday was free, and Monday morning we began anew. There were none of the distractions so typical of my life in New York City. After dinner, we all went to our rooms to study. I was the oldest kid on campus and loved every moment of it. No smoking, drinking, or drugs were allowed, and we meditated 4 times a day. The day I felt I thought would collapse from the cigarette smoke in the airport. Back to New York, I went to resume my life. Soon I began taking the ministerial training program. I became very active in the church and and in its social activities. I began speaking at their noon meetings and seeing clients. This quickly blossomed into a full-time career. Out of the work I was doing, I was inspired to put together the little book Heal Your Body, which began as a simple list of metaphysical causations for physical illnesses in the body. So this is the book from where she's, removed the full list. That was the previous chapter. So this was the first book she had written. I began to lecture and travel and hold small classes. Then one day I was diagnosed as having cancer. With my background of being raped at 5 and having been a battered child, it was no wonder I manifested cancer in the vaginal area. Like anyone else who just who has just been told they have cancer, I knew that mental healing worked, and here I was being given a chance to prove it to myself. So, yet, because of all my work with clients, I knew that mental healing worked, and here I was being given a chance to prove it to myself. After all, I had written the book on mental patterns, and I knew cancer was a disease of deep resentment that has been held for a long time until it literally eats away at the body. I had been refusing to be willing to dissolve all the anger and resentment at them over my childhood. There was no time to waste. I had a lot of work to do. So, she says that she knew that cancer was a disease of deep resentment and that has been held for a long time until it literally eats away at the body. So, this is so important for us to understand. I had been refusing to be willing to dissolve all the anger and resentment at them over my childhood. There was no time to waste. I had a lot of work to do. The word incurable, which is so frightening to so many people, means to me that this particular condition cannot be cured by any outer means and that we must go within to find the cure. So, so beautifully she's defining the word incurable, that it can't be cured outside, we must go within to find the cure. If I had an operation to get rid of the cancer, I did not did not clear the mental pattern that created it, then the doctors would just keep cutting Louise until there was no more Louise to cut. I didn't like that idea. If I had the operation to remove the cancerous growth and also cleared the mental pattern that was causing the cancer, then it would not return. If cancer or any other illness returns, I do not believe it is because they did not get it all out, but rather that the patient has made no mental change. He or she just recreates the same illness, perhaps in a different part of the body. So this is important, how I'll just repeat. If cancer or any other illness returns, I do not believe it is because they did not get it all out, but rather that the patient has made no mental change. he or she just recreates the same illness, perhaps in a different part of the body. I also believe that if I could clear the mental pattern that created this cancer, then I would not even need the operation. So I bargained for time, and the doctors grudgingly gave me 3 months when I said I did not have the money. Um, I think should we end here and then continue tomorrow because we are past our time and then we can discuss as well. What do you all suggest? How much of this chapter is left? I immediately took responsibility. So we can start from here tomorrow. Um, okay, all right. Okay, thank you so much for replying. Okay, okay. So today was uh, quite inspiring for me as well because I didn't read this before. It's the first time I'm reading it as well. So, her story, after reading it, we feel, that saying that we should be so blessed with what we have and so grateful. And now I understand, if she could come up with this book and if she could heal herself, then, we all can. Uh, so, yeah, I would like to hear from you all what you understood. What would you like to share from today's reading? प्लीज आप सब बताइए. हाँ जी. So who would like to begin? Ritika sister, आपका camera on है. Please everybody put your cameras on as well. हाँ
And
जी.
Shanti sister.
Om Shanti.
Yeah, the writer has very inspiring story. She has motivated us, despite of so many drawbacks and so many uh, traumas. She has started writing and came out of such a big situations and written such a beautiful book and made and made herself an inspiration for us. He
Yes.
has written a very beautiful book. This book is very nice, and I hope I can also read that which book she has mentioned. You can heal your body, because I believe that if our body is correct or is healthy, only then our mind will also be healthy. She is very inspiring. She is a very, you know, very like a what can I say?
Yeah,
Very
it's speechless. Even I'm speechless
speechless.
after reading her story
Uh, she
because
has
इतना सब
given us
कुछ होने
होने
के
के बाद,
बाद
yeah, she
it's
has done
just
such a brilliant job. She has written. I
definitely.
think I had read before this book also. This her story I have written. Right, that she has even आगे आएगा चैप्टर में ये चीज कि उसकी मदर जो थी, she has returned to her and she has broken her spinal back, and then also she has inspired her to to come out of this disease and is बहुत
Oh,
इंस्पायर किया उसने अपनी मदर को. आई थिंक आई हैड रेड
yeah.
समथिंग.
No,
शी
I
इज वेरी.
didn't read. हाँ जी,
आगे
हाँ
आएगा,
जी.
मैं आगे आगे आएगा.
अच्छा.
हाँ, इसी
Okay.
स्टोरी में आएगा, इसी की स्टोरी में ही आएगा.
ओके ओके हाँ जी. थैंक यू सो मच. हाँ जी, मैंने भी रीड नहीं किया था, अभी किया. उल्टा शालिनी सिस्टर ने एक सेशन में बताया था कि ऐसे उसकी स्टोरी है लुइस, जो
ओके.
ऑथर की. तुम आई डिडंट
ओके.
नो कि इसी बुक के एंड में शी हैज गिवन हर फुल स्टोरी. बट या
ओके.
फ्रॉम हर चाइल्डहुड एवरीथिंग शी इज बीन थ्रू, मतलब रेप,
हाँ.
फिर broken marriage, फिर having a
हाँ.
baby in such a young age. It's
हम्म.
just, I mean, what can you
अनबिलीवेबल.
say? Unbelievable. Yeah, really.
हाँ.
मतलब मेरे को खुद, I'm feeling just
Yeah.
what to say. It's
Goosebumps.
just
I'm having goosebumps.
goosebumps. Yeah, I was, when I was reading, I was actually having goosebumps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel ungrateful at the moment
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
everything that I have. It's really
Only
inspiring.
then she has written such a wonderful book, and with experience, she has written such a beautiful incidents. Even she
Hanji.
has healed many patients, as she has
Wow.
told in uh, last chapters. Uh,
Wow. Yeah. मतलब इतना सब होने के बाद वो सेल्फ लव
हाँ
क्रिएट करना, वो सेल्फ एस्टीम,
हाँ
वो सेल्फ
उस
रिस्पेक्ट, वो सारा कुछ
हाँ उसको
इट्स
लेट गो करना एंड उससे आउटकम मतलब बाहर आ जाना उससे, दैट इज वेरी मोटिवेटेड.
yeah,
We are inspired
really.
from her.
Definitely, definitely. So, heart melting, I would say. Really heart melting. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
sister. Hanji. Okay, Shivani, sister. Hanji. Hanji.
ओम शांति सिस्टर.
Om Shanti, sister. Hanji.
आज का टेक अवे मेरे लिए तो यही है कि जो ऑथर है उसके साथ इतना कुछ जैसे घटा, मतलब जो भी हुआ उस उस पैट उसके साथ में जो भी हुआ, उसने एक बात सबसे अच्छी ये है कि उसने किसी को ब्लेम नहीं किया हुआ. उसने कहा है कि ये मेरे ही थॉट पैटर्न थे जो वो चीजें अट्रैक्ट कर रहे थे. अगर वो मेरा थॉट पैटर्न ऐसा ना होता तो मैं वो अट्रैक्ट ही ना करती, ऐसे एब्यूजिव पर्सन्स मुझे ना मिलते. उसने किसी किसी को ब्लेम नहीं किया हुआ सिवाय अपने थॉट पैटर्न्स के अलावा, कि उसने जब वो बदला तो उसका फॉर्च्यून बदल गया, उसका सब कुछ बदलता गया, मतलब काफी कुछ उसके साथ हुआ. तो ये ऑथर यही कहना चाहती है कि जो कुछ हमारे साथ हो रहा है वो कहीं ना कहीं हमारे थॉट पैटर्न्स ही हम खुद अट्रैक्ट कर रहे हैं, हम खुद ही क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, और वही जैसे कहते हैं कि ब्रह्मांड वो सारा वैसे वापस करता है. तो ये उसको पता नहीं था कि ऐसे चेंज भी कर सकते हैं, और जब पता चला उसने चेंज किया और अपनी लाइफ को ही चेंज कर लिया, और उसके बाद ये बुक लिख दी कि मैं इस बुक से सभी लोग फायदा उठा पाए. तो ये मैं चाहती हूँ कि ये बुक तो सबको रीड करनी चाहिए, कि
Right.
उन्होंने बॉडी के लिए भी कितना अच्छे बोले हुए हैं कि अपनी बॉडी को भी अच्छे विचार दो, अच्छे थॉट्स दो, और जो भी अंदर कुछ भरा हुआ है वो रिलीज करो. जैसे हर एक चीज के उन्होंने फेस के लिए, थ्रोट के लिए, ब्रेन के लिए, जो भी हमारे अंदर कुछ ना कुछ चलता है, और ये अगर रिलेट किया जाए तो सच है कि अगर हेडेक हो रहा है तो सच में कहीं ना कहीं माइंड में ही कुछ थॉट्स ऐसे व्यर्थ चल रहे हैं जिनको
Right.
रिलीज करने की जरूरत होती है. वो हमारे पुराने बचपन के जैसे कहते हैं संस्कार हैं, जो हमारे एनवायरनमेंट के अकॉर्डिंग या जो हम पले बड़े हैं उसके अकॉर्डिंग संस्कार बने होते हैं. तो वैसे ही बिलीफ्स हमारे बन जाते हैं और वही हम सोचते रहते हैं. तो वो कितना अच्छा है कि ये सब रिलीज करो, हमारी बॉडी के लिए भी अच्छा है. तो वैसे ही बाबा कहते हैं ना, सतयुग में आयु लंबी होगी. तो यही
Yeah.
पैटर्न चेंज करेंगे, थॉट पैटर्न्स. हम सब आत्मा है, उन्होंने सबसे पहले यही बोला कि वी ऑल आर वन. तो हम
Hmm.
आत्मा है सारे, पवित्र आए थे ऊपर से, और अभी जो भी चल रहा है, रोल चल रहा है, उसमें सबका रोल डिफरेंट है, सारे एक जैसे हो नहीं सकते. तो मतलब बस अपने आप को बदलना है. तो ये
Right.
बहुत अच्छी बात इस बुक की है कि उन्होंने किसी को ब्लेम ही नहीं किया हुआ कि मेरे मेरे साथ जो हुआ तो उसकी गलती, इसकी गलती थी, उसकी गलती थी. ये सब नहीं है इसमें. ये सब है कि अपने थॉट पैटर्न्स को चेंज करना
Hmm.
है. शुक्रिया बाबा.
Thank you. थैंक यू सो मच सिस्टर. हाँ जी, ये भी आपने बहुत ब्यूटीफुल बोला कि शी इज नॉट ब्लेमिंग एनीवन. इतना सब होने के बाद भी शी अंडरस्टूड कि ब्लेम नहीं करना है, अपने थॉट को चेंज करना है. तो ये भी बहुत ब्यूटीफुल पार्ट आपने बताया. और वो भी जो आप कह रहे हो स्टार्ट में उसने लिखा है वी आर ऑल वन. दैट इज ऑल्सो सो इम्पोर्टेंट. थैंक यू सो मच सिस्टर फॉर शेयरिंग. थैंक यू.
थैंक यू.
ओके, करुणा सिस्टर. हाँ जी.
Om Shanti.
ओम शांति सिस्टर.
I joined late today, but I listened to her story. I don't know what to share today as takeaway, but I loved it when she said to her mother, come on, you don't have to take this any longer. I am getting you out of here. And by reading this book, and by writing this book, sharing her story, she is inspiring us and helping a lot of people to get out of their victim position and heal themselves. She has done a fantastic job.
Yeah.
And I also
So,
like the word incurable, which is so
yeah.
frightening to so many people, means to me that this particular condition cannot be cured by any outer means, and that we must go within to find the cure. It also suggests that everything, every answer we need is inside. We have to find it ourselves. And in Sunday's Murli, I also read that to get direction from God, we have to clear our mind. If we clean and clear our mind, we will get Baba's direction and his answers. Mm, She also she every time suggests that we should do mental cleaning, so we can relate this book and Baba's Murli very much. And also, I have read in this book that by blaming we give away our power. So we should take responsibility like she did. She said she said that she worked on her thinking pattern to attract good in our lives. So this book is so inspiring, and she wrote it very beautifully and in a very easy language so that everybody could understand. Thank you, Shanti.
या थैंक यू सिस्टर. हाँ, मुझे भी वो बहुत अच्छा लगा जो उसने इनक्योरेबल का डेफिनेशन दिया है कि द क्योर इज इनसाइड यू. So that is also a beautiful way of defining incurable. So all the entire book makes so much more sense now, and it's so it's feeling I don't know what to say. It's just wow. So inspiring. Hanji. Okay, Sujata sister. Hanji.
Om Shanti, am I audible?
Hanji sister. Hanji. You're always audible, sister. Hanji.
This, uh,
You're always audible, I said,
uh,
sister. Thank you so much for always
thank you,
sharing your views. Hanji.
thank you. See,
Hanji.
first we started with new thought patterns. So, though she has given thought patterns for every part of the body, I generalize it like this, that we should live a very peaceful, joyful, and loveful life by giving first loving ourselves and giving joy, radiating joy, peace, and love to others. Then other thing is we should trust the process of life. Everything comes down finally to trusting the process of life, letting go, forgiving ourselves. Then these affirmations or these thought patterns will help to heal all parts of the body in general. There may be specific for each our organ, but generally this. Then regarding author's story, it gives us a promise and great hope that wherever we are currently in our life, if we take responsibility of our own problems, whether it is physical or situation, then and work on it sincerely, and she has shown us the way, then we can come out of it. वो बोलते हैं ना कि जब लाइफ में डिफिकल्टी आती है तो कोई उसको पत्थर समझ सकता है, लेकिन दूसरा कोई उसको लाडर बना के सक्सेसफुल हो सकता है. So she has taken her so many problems in life as a ladder and used that to be successful and so successful. So seeing her story, we feel that our life is much, much more better than her. Still we cry over small problems and don't take responsibility of it. We blame others. That is why we are not coming out of it. Then another thing is, like now from her story, we can also realize whatever situations we are facing in our life are coming due to which mental pattern. So now it is up to us to work on those patterns, change them with positive affirmation and come out of those situations. So it is very giving promise, hope of a better life, wonderful life, coming out of the hopeless situation. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Okay. Well, are you leaving now, Ritika, sister? Okay, thank you so much for joining. All right, see you tomorrow, sister. Thank you.
See you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining. Okay. It's always nice to see you, interacting and being with us. Okay, I think she's left. ठीक है. Okay, Pankaj ji. हाँ जी.
Om Shanti.
Om
So,
Shanti.
as we know that authors with the author's story that she has faced a lot of problem in her life, and uh, like she faced a lot of problem and handled each and everything in a positive manner, and a lot of things which we can learn from author's story. And one more thing which I want to discuss, like the there are like the chapter which we left. I checked, there are almost 50 to 60 pages in which it's
Yeah.
mentioned that what is the problem. It has been divided into three parts: problem and the problem cause, and what will be the our new thought pattern. So that is also I found that that is a good thing, that for example I have a headache, instead of saying that I'm facing I have a headache, if I take it as in a positive way, or like I use a positive affirmation, it will definitely help us or help each one of us.
Right, right. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sister.
Thank you. Okay, Pooja sister. हाँ जी.
ओम शांति सिस्टर।
Om Shanti sister. हाँ जी.
सिस्टर मैं तो थोड़ी सी स्टोरी का जो उसका बताया लाइफ का, थोड़ा सा डर भी गई हूँ कि ऐसा भी है, पर
सिस्टर आपकी आवाज क्लियर नहीं आ रही है.
एक
या
अभी आ रही
मुझे.
है। हेलो।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी. हाँ जी, बाकी सबको आ रही है. अभी तो आ ही नहीं रही सिस्टर आपकी आवाज.
ओम शांति अभी आ रही है।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, हाँ जी. नाउ इट्स क्लियर.
इससे जो शिवानी बहन जो बोले उनके बारे में कि उसने अपनी किसी भी सिचुएशन के लिए किसी को ब्लेम नहीं करा, और जो थॉट्स पैटर्न है उस पे ही उसने चेंज करने के लिए बोला कि जो हम चाहते हैं वो हमारे थॉट्स पैटर्न में ही होना चाहिए। तो सिस्टर हम जब से ये क्लास कर रहे हैं या हमने मेडिटेशन भी सीखा है, ऊपर ऊपर से तो हम अपने आप को कहते हैं कि हाँ हमारे थॉट्स बदल गए, वो कॉन्शियस हम लोग चेंज भी कर लेते हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं हमने रिजेंटमेंट या सपोज जैसे छोटा छोटा सा भी कुछ हो जाता है ना किसी के साथ में, हम हर्ट होते हैं या हम उसकी बात को होल्ड ऑन कर लेते हैं कि इसने ऐसा करा था हमारे साथ में ऐसे। तो ये ऑथर बहुत इंस्पायरिंग है हमारे लिए कि हम उसकी लाइफ में तो कितना कुछ हो गया, और उसके बावजूद भी जो शिवानी बहन ने उनकी जो बात बोली उनके लिए कि उन्होंने किसी के ब्लेम नहीं करा उन्होंने, तो वो दैट इज माई टेक अवे, मतलब दैट इज माई इंस्पायर, मेरे लिए इंस्पायरिंग है कि वो इतनी अच्छे से भी कर सकती है, आगे भी वो देखेंगे। और दूसरा जो होल बॉडी पार्ट्स के लिए जो उन्होंने बताया कि आप ऐसे ऐसे इम्प्रूव करिए इसको, तो वो भी थैंक यू।
थैंक यू. या थैंक यू सो मच सिस्टर. हाँ जी, हाँ जी. Anyone else wants to share their views?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti sister. हाँ जी.
Yeah, I have takeaways today that the author, that she, in spite of facing so many difficulties and problems in her life, she had a willpower to move ahead and to build a better life for her. She didn't and means stuck into the situations that which she's had facing in her life. She had a means roadmap, yes, that by moving stepwise she can build a better life, and having a good willpower to improve her life in a better way.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so
So
much. Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Om Shanti. Thank you for sharing, sister. हाँ जी. Okay. Anyone else wants to share? Okay, so we'll end this session today, and we are almost at the end of this book. बस इसके बाद खाली वो रह गया afterwards. So I think tomorrow or day after tomorrow we'll complete the book. And the next book which we're going to start is The Power of One Thought by B.K. Shivani sister. So we would encourage you all to purchase a hard copy if possible. It's available on Amazon, Flipkart. तो वो परचेज कर लीजिए क्योंकि नेक्स्ट बुक वो स्टार्ट करेंगे. So also we'll open the group now for everyone to share their feedbacks and their takeaways. So everyone please do share your takeaways in the group as well. So thank you so much for joining today, and I'll see you all tomorrow, and we'll end the session with a beautiful song. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Thank you. Om Shanti. All right. Okay, Sujata sister. Okay, we'll do that today. I'll keep it open. All right, sister. Thank you. Thank you.
Lost for many years, but I found myself. Now the skies are clear. Oh, I've never felt this calm before. I braved the storms. I no longer fear what I find inside myself. I am stronger. I am kinder. When I turn around, I'll find my way up and out. I create my destiny. Oh, I feel like I am healing. When I'm caught up in anxiety, I am breathing. I find relief in the birds that sing in harmony. The sun shining, the ocean breeze. I create my destiny. Oh, I feel like I am healing. I was stuck in fear. Now I embrace my faults. I am safe here. I no longer feel small. I still have days I waste away, but I'm in the clear. I've let down my walls. I am stronger. I am kinder. When I turn around, I'll find my way up and out. I create my destiny. Oh, I feel like I am healing. When I'm caught up in anxiety, I am Oh, I feel like I am healing. Hand on my heart, feel it beating. I am healing. Oh, I feel like I am healing. Oh, I feel like I am healing. Hand on my heart, feel it beating. I am healing. I create my destiny. Oh, I feel like I am healing. When I'm caught up in anxiety, I am breathing. I find relief in the birds that sing in harmony. The sun shining, the ocean breeze. I create my destiny. Oh, I feel like I am healing. Oh, I feel like I am healing. Oh, I feel like I am healing. And on my heart, feel it beating. I am healing.
Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you tomorrow, same time. Thank you. Om Shanti.